Have you ever heard the name Anastasia? For many of us, it conjures images of a lost princess, a grand ballroom, and a magical journey to Paris. But the true story of Grand Duchess Anastasia Nikolaevna of Russia is far more complex and haunting than any fairy tale. It's a story wrapped in mystery, tragedy, and a century of debate. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of legend and uncover the real girl behind the myth, the youngest daughter of Tsar Nicholas II, the last sovereign of Imperial Russia. Anastasia was born into a world of unimaginable opulence in 1901, known for her mischievous spirit and boundless energy. Her family affectionately called her Shipsik, meaning imp or little devil. She loved photography, climbing trees, and playing pranks on her tutors and siblings. She was a bright spark in a palace that was growing darker by the day. But the winds of change were blowing fiercely across Russia. World War I drained the country's resources, and public discontent with the monarchy reached a boiling point. In 1917, the Romanov dynasty, which had ruled for over 300 years, came to a crashing halt. The Tsar abdicated, and the entire imperial family, including the vibrant Anastasia, was placed under house arrest. Their gilded cage became a prison, moved from one location to another, until they finally ended up in the city of Yekaterinburg. It was there, in the cellar of a house on a dark July night in 1918, that the family met their brutal end. The execution was chaotic and horrific. For decades, the exact fate of the family remained shrouded in secrecy and government denial. This uncertainty gave birth to one of the 20th century's most enduring mysteries. Could one of them have survived? Rumors began to swirl, focusing on Anastasia. Soon, women from all over the world started coming forward, claiming to be the lost Grand Duchess. The most famous of these claimants was Anna Anderson. She was found in a Berlin canal. And for the rest of her life, she insisted she was Anastasia. She knew intimate details of court life, bore a striking resemblance, and convinced many former Romanov associates. But many others remained skeptical. The debate raged for decades, fueling books, plays, and our beloved animated movie. The final chapter, however, wasn't written until the fall of the Soviet Union. In 1991, a grave was discovered near Yekaterinburg containing the remains of the Tsar, the Tsarina, and 3 of their daughters. But 2 bodies were missing: Alexei, the heir, and one of the daughters, fueling the Anastasia mystery once more. It wasn't until 2007 that a second, smaller grave was found nearby. Advanced DNA testing finally provided the definitive answer. The remains in the second grave belonged to Alexei and Maria, not Anastasia. The remains from the first grave confirmed the identities of the rest of the family, including Anastasia. The science was conclusive. The entire family, including the spirited 17-year-old Anastasia, had died in that cellar in 1918. Anna Anderson's DNA was later tested and proved she was not a Romanov. The story of Anastasia is not one of a fairy tale princess who found her happy ending. It's a poignant tale of a young life cut tragically short, a family destroyed by revolution, and the power of a story to capture the world's imagination. The legend lived on because people wanted to believe that even in the darkest of tragedies, a flicker of hope, a single survivor, could emerge. While the animated Anastasia gives us a story of hope and love, the real Anastasia reminds us of the stark and often brutal realities of history. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the past. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history's greatest mysteries. See you in the next video.